Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. When you hear the word Velociraptor, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably those terrifying human-sized, scaly monsters from the Jurassic Park movies. But what if I told you that the real Velociraptor was actually a lot different and maybe even cuter? Let's dive into the true story of this famous dinosaur. First, let's get the size right. The velociraptors from the movies were huge, standing as tall as a person. But the real velociraptor was much smaller, about the size of a modern-day turkey. It stood only about 1.5 feet tall at the hip and was around 6 feet long, with most of that length being its long, stiff tail. So why you wouldn't want to meet one in a dark alley? It wasn't the giant beast we see on screen. In fact, the dinosaurs in the movie were based on a larger relative called Deinonychus. The filmmakers just thought the name Velociraptor sounded cooler. Can't argue with that. Now, what did they look like? Forget the scaly, leathery skin. Paleontologists now have strong evidence that velociraptors were covered in feathers. In 2007, scientists found quill knobs on a velociraptor forearm fossil. These are the same bumps where large feathers attach on modern birds. So picture less of a giant lizard and more of a very strange, very fierce bird. These feathers were likely used for display, to attract mates or to keep their nests warm, not for flight. Their arms were just too short to lift their turkey-sized bodies off the ground. Velociraptor means swift seizer or speedy thief, and it lived up to its name. They were fast, agile predators that lived during the late Cretaceous period, around 75 to 71 million years ago in what is now Mongolia and China. They weren't from the Jurassic period at all. And that iconic sickle-shaped claw on their second toe? It was definitely real and terrifying. It measured over 2.5 inches long and was aimed for disemboweling prey like in the movies. Instead, paleontologists believe they used it like a grappling hook to pin down smaller prey while they ate. One of the most amazing fossils ever found, known as the fighting dinosaurs, shows a velociraptor locked in combat with a protoceratops. The velociraptor has its deadly claw embedded in the throat of the herbivore, proving it was a formidable hunter. So, were they super intelligent pack hunters that could open doors? Well, probably not. While dromaeosaurs like Velociraptor were relatively smart for dinosaurs, their brain-to-body size ratio was similar to that of modern birds like ostriches or emus, not primates. The idea of them hunting in coordinated packs is also mostly speculation. While it's possible, most of the evidence suggests they might have been solitary hunters or hunted in small, disorganized groups, a bit like modern Komodo dragons. The real Velociraptor might not be the movie monster we all know, but it's so much more fascinating. A feathered, turkey-sized, bird-like predator with a killer claw, perfectly adapted to its environment. It is a great reminder that the real science behind these incredible creatures is often more amazing than fiction. What do you think is the coolest thing about the real Velociraptor? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the prehistoric world. See you next time.